Now that we have a history of women's roles in America, it's time to take a look at a culture that most of us are less familiar with: India. Women in India, like women in America, have achieved many milestones to gain their rights, most of which were achieved in the 19th and 20th century. The suppression of women began due to the response of the British colonialists. The contemporary women's movement began in the 1970s, which became a quite radical in a fight for equality. The nationalist movement in 1998 made it so that women were pushed to gain an education which did not quite end the oppression of women. As backlash, women faced imprisonment in a non activist and non transformative state, which restricted them. Today in India, women fight for topics such as union rights, abusive partners, the right of Dalit women, workers' rights, sexual assault, and much more. Hindu nationalism still has a major say in women's rights today. The use of sexuality and violence have been used within women's movements by declaring celibacy for iconic imagery and symbolism. Women in India are at a risk of facing inequalities depending on where in India they are from. Women protest for different things depending on where they are located, which also causes different types of protests to arise. Women also do not only protest solely for their own rights. Anything that is unfair is up for grabs for the women to protest, whether it be electoral reform, water issues, electricity issues, and gender-related issues. The feminist enlightenment has also aided the women's rights movement. Women overall have not only made changes socially, but politically and culturally over the years.